Now, why scheduling? Projects are complex, uncertain, temporary endeavors. However, a detailed schedule model that contains logically related work allows the project to be simplified into manageable phases or groupings of activities. These phases or groupings allow management to optimize the trade-offs between scope, cost, and schedule. So because projects are complex and because they are uncertain temporary endeavors, we need to have a schedule model that contain all the project activities, durations, and the logic of how these activities will be executed in the project. This will allow the project manager and the project management team to have a simplified version of the schedule model and will have the manageable chunks or phases or groupings of activities. Now, using the schedule model in the proper manner will support executive management and decision makers in the organization to optimize the trade-offs. In some situations in the projects, you need to trade off between the project scope, time, and cost. So having a proper schedule model will facilitate this trade-off. Project performance is reported and monitored when progress against these activities and milestones is recorded within the schedule model. So the schedule model also is a very useful tool in performance monitoring and reporting, as we will be monitoring the performance of the project in terms of schedule and using the schedule model and comparing what we planned for with what's happening actually on ground. As progress is reported, the remaining effort as defined in the approved baseline requires reassessment. In some situations where there are a lot of variances and a lot of changes in the project and we are not progressing as per the plan, there is a big variance, we need to conduct a reassessment for the remaining part of the project. The execution of a project often proceeds differently than the initial plan and baseline. So we usually develop a schedule baseline and the initial plan, but you should expect that the project will not ideally be executed as per this initial plan and baseline. In a typical project environment, it becomes necessary to refine the schedule model so here are some of the key reasons why we need to conduct a schedule model refinement each while. If we have incomplete or inadequate planning, if we have lack in planning and the schedule model was developed quickly without having the adequate efforts of planning, then we need to conduct a schedule model refinement. If we want to conduct further decomposition to the project scope, especially if you are managing a project using an agile approach or if you are using the rolling wave planning concept, so we need to conduct a refinement in this case. If there are significant change requests that were approved on the project level, so the schedule model might need to be refined. If there are significant changes on the organizational level, or if there are significant changes at the environmental levels, any of these situations will trigger the need to refine and update the schedule model in the project. The key to project success is applying knowledge and experience to create a credible project management plan which optimally balances cost, resources, scope, and time-based performance with the project's team commitment to execute the project in accordance with the plan. So developing the schedule model will be the key focus of the scheduler or the planner in the project. However, the optimal reason is having a credible project management that is integrating, optimizing, and balancing between the project duration or time, the cost, the scope, and the quality, in addition to the resources of the project. Scheduling is one of the basic requirements of project planning and analysis. So planning and analysis in project management includes more than scheduling, but some executives till these days, they confuse when you mention for them that you want to conduct some planning and analysis activities, they will think only about the project schedule. Some people think that planning means only scheduling. Planning includes planning for the cost, planning for resources, planning for stakeholders and communication. So scheduling is key aspect of the project planning and analysis. Once the schedule model is completed, it becomes an effective planning tool for engaging communications that focus on optimizing future actions in the project. So the schedule model can be used to engage communications, to assist proactive collaboration, to create a project performance management system, All these are effective benefits or some of the benefits for the schedule model as an effective planning tool. It will engage and easier the communications in the project, it will assist in collaboration, and it will create a performance system through monitoring the project performance in terms of schedule and comparing it to the schedule model. Scheduling provides the detail that represents who, how, where, and when the assigned project resources will deliver the products, services, and results defined in the project scope. This is a very high-level statement that describes how project scheduling will help you as a project manager. Simply having the schedule model will provide you with information about who, how each resource, where, and when the assigned project resources, either physical, human, or financial, will be utilized in the project to deliver the product, services, or results as per the project scope. The detailed plan serves as a tool for managing the activities to be performed, communications and stakeholders' expectations, and it also serves as the basis for performance reporting. The project manager, together with the project team, will use the project schedule as a primary tool for planning, executing, and controlling all project-based evolutions. The schedule model will be used to track, forecast, and monitor project performance throughout its life cycle. So the key aspects or the key constraints or the key project success factors for the majority of the executives and the stakeholders will be the project schedule and the project budget. How much the project will cost me? Will I be able to finish the project on the proposed timeline or the proposed deadline? These are the two frequently asked questions by the project sponsor or the project executives. This is why the schedule model is a primary tool for planning, executing, and controlling the project. At the same time, it will be the reference or the basis to track, forecast, and monitor the project performance. The dynamic nature of a project's execution is best served by a tool that allows for modeling of the project's internal and external dependencies, and analysis due to the impact of progress and the risk events in the project. Now, the model concept looks for the schedule model to react to inputs, progress updates, progressive elaboration, changes to scope definition, as the project team expects the project to perform based on those inputs. Now, the following are examples of how the schedule model can support our projects. First of all, the schedule model will help you in resource planning and mobilization of the planned resource in a most efficient manner. The schedule model will be a great tool to increase or improve the resources utilization in the project. Having a proper schedule model will allow you to bring the needed resources in the project only when needed, and to demobilize those resources when they are not needed. It will help us in coordination of events within the project and among other projects. It will be a great visual representation tool of all the schedule issues, risks, problems, and opportunities. So the schedule model and the schedule model presentations will be visual representation of key information about the project schedule anytime in the project. It will help in implementation of actions to achieve the project objectives as per the plan. It will help us in the what if and variance analysis techniques, and the schedule model will support in cost planning and forecasting of estimate to complete and estimate at complete of the project. So the scheduling model will be a very useful tool in order to conduct the earned value analysis measurements like the estimate to complete or the estimate at completion.